TV and movie theaters. Yes. And I will review them all.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's talk about this Scream 7. We're hearing about this movie all over the internet. Like, everybody's talking about this film. Mostly bad. And, you know, there's the people out there defending this movie left and right. So I'm going to get into how I feel about this movie. And it all begins with the first act. When I talk about my movies on this channel, it goes, like, depending on how I feel. And the way that I am going to come out of these movies feeling either good or bad is how well they execute the first act, the second act, the third act, all the way into the final act. And so let's talk about that first act. The opening kill scene, awesome. Like, bruh. I don't even know what to... I mean, I do know what to tell you guys because I'm here talking about it, but golly. Like, you saw in the previews, they showed too much in the previews, actually. I think they should have showed less. They showed us way too much. But it is what it is. This is spoiler-free, so I'm not going to like go in detail about everything that happens. But just this guy and his girlfriend, they get the Airbnb, they get Stu Macher's old house, and you get your opening kill. But the thing that is crazy, so Woodsboro's like in like California or something like that. And so what you're saying is basically the killers of this film went all the way to California to murder these people, and then they flew to like Indiana or wherever this movie takes place. It's states apart. Like, they flew to go start murdering people where Sydney now is. Like, that kind of wild, but I'll let it go because the scene was epic. Also in the first act, that's where they do a lot of like developing the characters, starting on the story building for everybody. And the mom and daughter relationship between Sid and her daughter was awesome. Like, they had great chemistry. They worked well together. The scenes really popped. I like the dynamic between those two. But the daughter's friends, I didn't give a shizzle about any of them. Like, they put them in the movie just to die or something. Like, I mean, look, you're watching a Scream movie. If that is a spoiler, I don't know what to say. But I swear they just put them there to die. And if we're supposed to care about them, oops. Because, like, I don't even, we got no development here. Like, why do I care about them? Why? I don't think I do. Not at all. So, the first contact with Ghostface and Sydney, pretty solid. Like, it was pretty solid. There's a surprise that happens that they were so excited to base so much off of. I mean, they even got like an exclusive vodka that is sold out. Like, you can't even get this vodka anymore. Like, I wanted a bottle just to have for collection because I'm a huge Scream fan. But sold out. But anyways, we get the surprise, and it was kind of cheesy, but things were going so well in this first act that I let it slide. I'm like, okay, you know what? Things are only going to go up and up from here. But from here, we got the contact between Ghostface, Sydney. Things are getting crazy. Things are getting heated. It's kickoff time. Like, it's time to get the game started. So how do I feel after the first act? After the first act, I feel very optimistic. I'm excited. We got a cool death scene in the beginning. We got, a good build with Sid and the daughter. The dad was okay too. They switched the actor for Sydney's husband, but things are going pretty good. So as of right now, I feel optimistic. So the second act kicks off, and oh my goodness, like, we get a kill that is so cool. Like, they really ramped up the violence in this movie. Like, I don't even like you'd have to go watch it to really know what I mean. Like, it's not the same as the other Scream movies when it comes to the violence factor. My complaint though, CGI. It's CGI. Like, when you see like the blood and guts and things coming out and it's like CGI, that kind of takes away from it a little bit for me. I get so immersed into the film that I'm watching that, I can get past it after I get used to it. But seeing it at first, I'm like, oh, come on, guys. If Terrifier can use practical blood and find ways to make their gore look so good, I mean, they started out with a lower budget, and it looked decent. But then they got the bigger budget, and there's some disturbing scenes in that movie. But then we get another scene from the commercials. We get the safe room scene, which I knew that scene was going to be cool because, like, when I saw it in the previews and they run to the safe room and they're like, in the walls trying to like get out, it's like a secret way out of the house. Then Ghostface is stabbing and stabbing and stabbing through the walls. I knew that was going to be an intense scene, and it was. It was very intense. It was cool to watch. I don't know why she didn't make a better safe room. Why are we going through, normal, walls? Like, of course he's gonna stab right through that. Should have did something there, but whatever. It is what it is. So, that scene goes down. They get outside and boom! Gale Weathers shows up, makes her entrance, and I'm like, do I like this entrance? Like, that's literally me. Like, like, what happens. No spoilers here. And I'm just like, do I accept that? Guess I just had to. But that safe room scene, chef's kiss, for sure. After, Gale's finally here, something happens with the surprise that I'm not going to ruin. I do the quotation marks on the surprise, not the ruin. But anyway, something I'm not going to ruin happens, and Gale Weathers is like, let's investigate. We have to end this. Like, let's end this. And then, we get to moving toward the next act after a lackluster plot twist. It was, so without ruining what the plot twist is, it's something new, and it would have made, because you're using the same formula in all these Scream movies. It would have been something that would have been fresh, new, and great if it would have been executed correctly. And it just fell off. So after that act, how did I feel? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I'm okay, I guess. Let's see if it could just get better from here. Because I'm going to tell you, in that second act, there's also like this Agatha Christie-like scene. And you'll get why I'm saying Agatha Christie when you watch it. If you already know who Agatha Christie is, you'll already kind of know what I mean. But we have a whole sleuthing scene with these characters and the friends and whatever, and stuff pops off, and whatever. It was cringe. The Agatha Christie scene was cringe. Not gonna lie, and that aided to it. So, whatever. So now, we cut to the third act. So in the third act, we get a sequence with Sydney and her daughter. I'm not gonna say what happened because it is really cool, and I would rather not describe it or anything like that. I'd rather you just go into the movie, or if you wait to rent it at home or whatever, or stream it to see it for yourself. But there's a sequence with Sydney and her daughter that was pretty darn cool. It was a pretty solid scene, a great way to start off the third act. But then, after that happens, another lackluster thing happens. And it's like, are we serious? Like, what is going on with this movie? Like, anytime it starts to, like, attempt to go up again, it's like something's like, nah. No. You thought you were going to do something? No. That literally, that's like, after the first act that was great, that's like the rest of the movie. Like, it's like, So then now we're headed to the final act. Look, the final act, I don't know what to tell you. Like, coming out of the third act, how did I feel? I just wanted the movie to end. That is how I felt. I was like, this has to end. Like, my gosh, please, let's just find out. And we get to the third act, and we find out what's going on. And it's just like you probably have seen all over the internet. It's the worst reveal. Like, literally the worst reveal in the franchise history. And it's crazy because this movie right now has broken a franchise record. Like, it's made like $97 million already week one on like a $45 million budget. So there's gonna be a number 8. Like, that's not confirmed, but they destroyed all the other movies, even the one with Jenna Ortega and Barrera in it. Like, it destroyed these movies, and it's just crazy. It just goes to show how much fans are loyal to Sydney, and they're not ready for her to move on. They're ready to keep seeing. Like, we're gonna have, let's see, she wasn't really the main focus in 2 of these movies, I think. So, like, going into an 8th movie, we're gonna have 6 movies where people just wanted to kill Sydney, and they have to come up with reasons of why. I like, ugh. I mean, if anything, just get the people from the last one in, and this was the passerby of time, and then we get something with them, because it just no, that reveal is so awful. Like, it just is crazy. And then through the whole movie, they were going through this thing with the daughter having this like inner like demon she was fighting, and they really were obsessed with sticking on that tone with that. And it finally comes head to head in the final act, and she does come to terms, and they solve that or whatever. But after the reveal, just everything happens, and things I won't spoil because this is a spoil-free review, and it's over. The movie is just over, and it feels like a CW movie, or like the end of Dawson Creek when something would happen, and then it would do that like pan where like the camera floats up in the sky, and that happens, and it's done. So when it comes to Scream 7, how did I feel after the final act? I was like, yeah, it was okay. Like, I wouldn't recommend seeing the movie in theater. I wouldn't recommend going to the movie theater, buying a bunch of popcorn and snacks and all that stuff, and having this high amount of a bill just to go in and watch this. Like, it just wasn't a good movie. So far, this is my worst movie of the year. I haven't seen very many movies so far yet. I've been busy. I'm kicking off the channel. This is my first video, and I am so happy that you guys watched this through. I hope you watched it all the way through till the end. So anyways, this is a Leezy review, and I brought it to you. So thank you so much. Keep it real, y'all.